B1 and A1.
That's you. No, you should be 1. That's A1. Okay. We'll start this over once we get everyone. And you can call it.
I'm the only one who does.
Okay, let's have all the ones buzzing in, please. C1, B1, A1. Thank you. See the 2s? That's you. A2. Thank you. All the 3s? 3s and all the 4s? And all from C. C2.
I'm not walking.
We probably are going to hurry up and wait here. I imagine we're here and ready earlier than everyone else. But we'll do a bit of introductions first. Is the student started?
Yes.
Okay. And we do need A2's name, exactly. Okay. Miles. And that's Miles, M-I-L-E-S, and then H-U-L-M-E. M-I-L-E-S, H-U-L-M-E. Okay, so welcome to the 3rd round of the prelims of Novice Certamen 2024 NJCL convention. We'll start with introductions, as I mentioned. My name is Michael Kearney. I'm originally from Wisconsin, and I'll be your moderator today. I'm joined by
Travis King, originally from Florida, now in North Carolina.
Phil Power from Indiana.
Max Payne from California. Dean Anderson from Washington.
And we have here as our teams today from my left and from the stream's left to right, Team Alpha, a wildcard team composed of players from Arizona, Massachusetts, and where are you from?
Texas.
Texas. We've got here in the middle, Illinois, Team B, and then on the far right, we've got Team C, Florida. Let's give everyone a hand here. And now we're going to wait.
Yep.
Is there a disclaimer?
Pardon?
Is there a
There's
disclaimer?
a disclaimer, but I'll read it once we actually start. Pardon? I know, but I haven't done that, so I'm not going to do it now. Yeah.
It just seems odd.
I agree.
Did I say sheets? Sheets. These become sheets. I was trying to find out the like past tense readers.
Okay. So we're going to get started here. We've got the go-ahead for 2024 NJCL Certamen, Novice Division Round 3, but we're starting with a content warning. The study of the humanities often challenges us as we examine the full range of the human experience. This Certamen round contains mention of violence, including family violence, sexual assault, and trafficking. As always, take care of yourselves and reach out to your chaperones and sponsors if you need to talk about the content. Okay. And here we go. This is toss-up 1 for any player from any team. What mythological woman helped the hero she loved?
B2,
Medea?
That's not correct.
C1,
Answer, please. That's not correct. I'll repeat for Team A. What mythological woman helped the hero she loved murder her half-brother, navigate a labyrinth, and escape Crete?
A2,
Ariadne?
Ariadne is correct. Here's your first bonus, Team Alpha. What mythological woman, the daughter of the Spartan king Icarius, exploited her cunning to keep a horde of suitors at bay until her husband could return from the Trojan War?
Could you repeat the question?
What mythological woman, the daughter of the Spartan king Icarius, exploited her cunning to keep a horde of suitors at bay until her husband could return from the Trojan War?
Con.
The answer correct was Helen, and that's not correct. We're looking for Penelope. And your second bonus, what mythological woman sent her daughter to Aulis to marry Achilles, only to learn that the same daughter was sacrificed instead?
I defer to A1.
Briseis?
No, sorry, we're looking for Clytemnestra. So that's 10 points for Team Alpha on toss-up 1, and here's toss-up 2. Using the noun leo and the adjective skelastos, translate the prepositional phrase with the wicked lion.
C4.
Answer, please. Please complete your. That's not correct.
B3.
Cum scalaio leone.
That's not correct.
A3.
Cum scalasque leone.
No, sorry, it's with the wicked lions into Latin, so we need the plural. Cum leonibus scholastes. So that's no points for any player on toss-up 2, and we'll move on to toss-up 3. What governor of I'm going to start over. What governor of Hispania Tarraconensis?
C3.
That's not correct. I'll repeat for teams A and B. What governor of Hispania Tarraconensis seized power upon Nero's death in 68 AD and was the first of 4 emperors?
B2.
Galba.
Galba is correct, who ruled during the tumultuous period between the Julio-Claudian and Flavian dynasties. Sorry for my stumble there. Here's your first bonus. What governor of Lusitania succeeded Galba and ruled from January to April 69 AD?
Otho.
Otho is correct in your second bonus. Galba may have made a strategic mistake by not adopting what popular commander in Upper Germany, who had previously defeated the rebellion of Julius Windex at Vesontio in 68 AD?
Germanicus.
No, sorry, we're looking for Virginius Rufus. So that's 15 points for Illinois on toss-up 3. And here's toss-up 4. What is the Latin term for the meal which typically preceded Meriti?
C2.
Prandium is correct. Meridiatio, or nap time, and consisted of cold leftovers from last night's cana to satisfy midday hunger. Here's your first bonus, Florida. When would a Roman eat ientaculum, often simple bread with salt or dipped in wine? When would a Roman eat ientaculum, often simple bread with salt or dipped in wine? In the morning is correct. And your second bonus, what is the Latin term for the course in a Roman cana, which in English is called an appetizer? What is the Latin term for the course in a Roman cana, which in English is called an appetizer? Or antecana, yes. So that's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 4. And we'll move on to toss-up 5. Who, although chosen first, is the captain of the Argo?
C1.
Heracles is correct. Let Jason keep the job out of respect because he preferred to focus on his labors. Here's your first bonus, Florida. Heracles left the Argo to search for what missing young Argonaut?
Can you repeat?
Heracles left the Argo to search for what missing young Argonaut?
Hylas.
Hylas is correct in your second bonus. What had happened to Hylas?
He was kidnapped by nymphs. Right? Kidnapped him.
What had happened to
I'll say
Hylas?
it was.
Answer, please.
He was kidnapped by nymphs.
Yes, that's correct. Kidnapped by nymphs, in this case of the spring Pegais. That's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 5. And we'll get our score after 5, please.
Our score after 5, Alpha is 10, Illinois is 15, Florida is 40.
seems to be stopped. Is that okay?
What?
This is not streaming.
It's not running.
Oh, it's not running.
Hang on. We'll get it set up.
It is running. Is it not broadcasting? It is running.
If it's not broadcast,
I'll start it again.
Oh, wait.
Okay, it's restarted.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is not good. Okay, we'll take the chance now to move on to toss-up 6. Here's 6. Quid annulique significat sumo.
C4.
Take up.
To take up is correct. Sumo. Here's your first bonus. Florida. Quid annulique significat sepulchrum.
Pretty something. Can you repeat?
Quid annulique significat sepulchrum.
Buried. Yeah.
Sepulchrum?
Yeah.
I've heard yours.
Buried.
Say that again?
Buried.
No, sorry, we need grave or tomb or burial place. It's a noun.
Oh.
And your second bonus. Quid annulique significat angustus.
Oh, that is narrow.
Can you repeat?
Quid annulique significat angustus.
Narrow.
I've heard yours.
Narrow.
Narrow is correct. So that's 15 points for Florida on toss-up 6. We'll move on to toss-up 7. Consider the following list of words about enslaved people in ancient Rome. Fugitivus, vicarius, libertus, peculium, paedagogus. Which of those words refer to a formerly
B2.
Libertus.
Libertus is correct, enslaved person who had been freed. Here's your first bonus, Illinois. Which of the words fugitivus, vicarius, libertus, peculium, paedagogus refer to the property enslaved people were sometimes allowed to hold at their owner's discretion?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Which of the words fugitivus, vicarius, libertus, peculium, paedagogus refer to the property enslaved people were sometimes allowed to hold at their owner's discretion?
Peculium.
Peculium is correct. And your second bonus. Which of the words fugitivus, Florida, you gotta be a bit quieter, libertus, I'm gonna start again. Which of the words fugitivus, vicarius, libertus, peculium, paedagogus refer to a person who is enslaved by someone who is themselves enslaved?
Can you repeat?
Which of the words fugitivus, vicarius, libertus, peculium, paedagogus refer to a person who is enslaved by someone who is themselves enslaved?
Vicarius.
Vicarius is correct. That's the full 20 points for Illinois on toss-up 7. And here is toss-up 8. Give an antonym of the Latin noun
C4.
Amicus.
amicus is correct. Hostis, which means enemy. Here's your first bonus. Florida. Give a Latin noun that means guest.
Hospice. Hospice.
That would make sense.
It is a noun.
Can you repeat?
Give a Latin noun that means guest.
Yeah, hospice.
I've heard yours.
Hospice.
Hospice is correct. And your second bonus. Give a Latin noun that means spouse.
That's. No, wait, it's Maritus. Maritus.
Can you repeat?
Give a Latin noun that means spouse.
Maritus.
Okay, I've heard yours.
Maritus.
Maritus is correct. That's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 8. And here is toss-up 9. Tennessee borders 8 different states. Which of those bordering states is the Latin motto Reg?
C4.
Arkansas.
Arkansas is correct. Reg not populus. You get the visual.
Not an visual. So what about us?
You now have 5 seconds to inspect the visual. You are looking at the state seals of 4 other states with a word in their Latin mottos removed. What shared Latin word has been removed from the mottos and images A and B?
Something. Yeah.
Wait.
A and B. Can you repeat?
Yes. Yes.
Could you repeat?
Yes. You are looking at the state seals of 4 other states with the word in their Latin mottos removed. What shared Latin word has been removed from the mottos and images A and B?
Semper.
Semper is correct. And your second bonus. What shared Latin verb form has been removed from the mottos and images C and D?
Can you repeat?
What shared Latin verb form has been removed from the mottos and images C and D?
Esto.
Esto is correct. That's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 9. If you can hold it up. No, you can keep it.
No.
Oh.
I'll give you mine.
Thank you.
As long as you remain quiet during phone. Here is toss-up 10. What mythological man, while searching for his abducted sister,
C1,
Cadmus.
Cadmus is correct, founded the Greek city of Thebes? What first king of Athens, this is your first bonus, was said to have been born from the earth and to have taught the Athenians about marriage?
Could you repeat?
What first king of Athens was said to have been born from the earth and to have taught the Athenians about marriage? Answer, please. We're looking for sea crops in your second bonus.
Oh.
What mythological man founded Sparta, naming the city after his wife?
Oh my god, why did they do this? Can you repeat?
What mythological man founded Sparta, naming the city after his wife?
If you don't come up with anything else, it's gonna
It's not really. If we're gonna go without it, let's go with Darius.
Okay.
Answer, please.
Darius.
No, we're looking for Lacedaemon. That's 10 points for Florida on toss-up 10, and here's our score after 10.
Alright, Alpha's 10, Illinois 35, Florida 105.
Okay, here is toss-up 11. Translate the following sentence from Latin into English. Marcus Lucio epistulam script.
C4,
Marcus will write to Lucas with a letter.
That's not correct.
B2,
Marcus writes a letter to Lucius.
That's not correct. I'll repeat for Team A. Translate the following sentence from Latin into English. Marcus Lucio epistulam scripsit. I'll repeat. Translate the following sentence from Latin into English. Marcus Lucio epistulam scripsit. I read the
A3,
Marcus has wrote a letter to Lucas.
So you're very close. We need either wrote on its own or the has written.
Has written.
Also, you said Lucas at the end,
Yeah.
and it's Lucius in this
Oh,
case.
Lucas.
So, again, nicely done, but unfortunately no points for any player on toss-up 11. We'll move on to toss-up 12. Using the Latin noun race, give the form of matter in the following sentence. The Senate heard an important...
C4,
Answer, please.
Rem.
Rem is correct. Heard an important matter in the reading. We could also take race, your first bonus. Continuing to use race, translate its form in this sentence. The king is occupied with weighty matters.
It's ablative. I think it's like. I don't
Can you
really
repeat?
that well.
Continuing to use race, translate its form in this sentence. The king is occupied with weighty matters.
Oh, matters. Oh, it's Rebus. Rebus.
Answer.
Rebus.
Rebus is correct. Your second bonus. And still, with race, translate its form in this sentence. The beginnings of all things are small.
Of all things, Rebum.
Can you repeat?
And still with race, translate its form in this sentence. The beginnings of all things are small.
Rebum.
Rebum is correct. So that's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 12. And we'll move on to toss-up 13. What mythical creatures are said to have been descendants of Ixion?
C1,
The centaurs?
The centaurs is correct. Nephilim famously fought with Lepus and were half human, half horse. Here's your first bonus, Florida. What couple's wedding erupted into battle when the centaurs tried to kidnap the Lepus women who were in attendance? What couple's wedding erupted into battle when the centaurs tried to kidnap the Lepus women who were in attendance?
Okay, sure.
Answer, please.
Periphelis and Helen.
It is Perithous and it's Laodamia.
Oh.
And your second bonus. What centaur was known for mentoring heroes such as Achilles, Asclepius, and Jason?
She's up there.
Chiron.
Chiron's correct. So that's 15 points for Florida on toss of 13. And here is toss of 14. What type of living organism is grown and cultivated in the process?
C2.
Yeast.
That's not correct. I'll repeat for teams A and B. What type of living organism is grown and cultivated in the process called arboriculture?
B2.
Trees.
Trees is correct. Here's your first bonus, Illinois. Native to the eastern U.S. from Maine to Mississippi, and given that quercus means oak, in what environment would you expect to find Quercus montana based on its scientific name?
In the mountains.
In the mountains is correct. And your second bonus. A smaller oak found in the southern Rocky Mountains is the Quercus undulata. Based on your knowledge of Latin vocabulary, what shape do the leaves on a Quercus undulata have?
Waves.
Waves, wavy is exactly correct. So that's the full 20 points for Illinois on toss-up 14. And here's toss-up 15. What man's son-in-law, Octavius Mamilius?
B2.
Julius Caesar.
That's not correct.
A3.
Augustus.
That's not correct. I'll repeat for team C. What man's son-in-law, Octavius Mamilius, led the Latin League at Lake Regillus, supporting his campaign to reclaim the throne he had?
C3.
Tarquinius Superbus is correct. He had lost as the last king of Rome. Here's your first bonus, Florida. Who was the Roman dictator at Lake Regillus?
Community.
Who was the Roman dictator at Lake Regillus? Answer?
Titus Gregorius.
No, sorry, we're looking for Postumius or Aulus Postumius Albus. And your second bonus. What event occurred for the first time just a few years after Lake Regillus in 494 BC and traditionally happened 5 total times throughout Roman history? A secession of the plebs is correct. So that's 15 points for Florida on toss-up 15. And we'll get our score with 5 to go, please.
Our score check out for 15, Alpha has 10, Illinois 55, Florida 155.
NJCL.
Here's toss-up 16. Listen carefully to the following fable, which I will read twice, that involves a spelunca, or cave, and sandalia, or sandals. Then responde latine to the questions that follow. Femina puellam miseram prope speluncam spectat. Puella lacrimat ehu. Meam pecuniam in hac spelunca amisi. Femina, quod spelunca est sordida, sandalia deponit, et pecuniam in spelunca quaerit, sed non invenit. Ubi e spelunca venit, neque puella, neque sandalia videt. I'll repeat. Femina puellam miseram prope speluncam spectat. Puella lacrimat ehu, meam pecuniam in hac spelunca amisi. Femina, quod spelunca est sordida, sandalia deponit, et pecuniam in spelunca quaerit, sed non invenit. Ubi e spelunca venit, neque puellam, neque sandalia videt. The question, quis
C4.
Answer, please.
Well,
Puella is correct.
Pretty
Quis lacrimat quod pecuniam suam amisit. Here's your first bonus, Florida. Cor deponit femina sandalia sua.
can you repeat the part with sordida?
Yes. Femina, quod spelunca est sordida, sandalia deponit, et pecuniam in spelunca quaerit, sed non invenit. Answer, please.
As sordida?
More information, please.
Sandals, right?
quid either spelunca est sordida, you didn't give me spelunca, you could finish your answer with a sentence, that's why I prompted you, but you didn't get it. Or quod pecunia est in spelunca.
Sorry.
And your second bonus. Quid invenit femina in spelunca? Quid invenit femina in spelunca?
Yeah, can you ask her? Can you repeat the problem?
Ubi e spelunca venit, neque puellam, neque sandalia videt. Answer?
Neque sandalum, neque.
No, sorry. So it's asking what does the woman find in the cave? In this case, it's nothing, nihil, or nullam pecuniam, no one. So that's 10 points for Florida on toss-up 16. And we're going to move on to toss-up 17. Okay, here's 17. What English word derived from a Latin verb that means to feel is defined?
A3.
Sensitive?
That's not correct. I'll repeat for teams B and C.
B4.
Sentient.
B3 spoke out of turn, disqualified, and we'll repeat for team C. What English word derived from a Latin verb that means to feel is defined as either a punishment assigned to a defendant found guilty by a court, or a unit of writing that conveys a
C1.
sentence, exactly. Good work working through it. Statement, question, exclamation, or demand. Here's your first bonus, Florida. What English job title, derived from a Latin verb meaning to sit, was held by individuals such as Andrew Jackson and Abraham Lincoln?
President. Ajax.
President's correct, and your second bonus. What English verb, derived from a Latin verb meaning to write, originally meant to arrange to receive something regularly, typically a publication, by paying in advance. Today, it can more commonly be applied to YouTube channels and streaming services.
Subscribe. Can you repeat?
What English verb, derived from a Latin verb meaning to write, originally meant to arrange to receive something regularly, typically a publication, by paying in advance. I need an answer.
I've heard it there. Subscribe.
Subscribe is correct.
It's fine.
Okay. All good. So that's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 17. And here is toss-up 18. Translate the following sentence from Latin to English. Vila nautarum vacua semper est.
C4.
There is always a cow.
Please complete your answer. I'm going to call time. Repeating for teams A and B. Translate the following sentence from Latin to English. Vila nautarum vacua semper est. I've read the question through.
A3.
There's always a cow in the house.
That's not correct. I've read the question through twice. If there's no buzz from team B, I'm going to
B3.
Wow, we are always sailing when the cow is in the house.
No, sorry. So we're looking for the house of the sailors, Wakua, empty, so is always empty. That's no points for anyone on toss-up 18.
So the sailors, right, plural.
Yeah, sailors, sorry. No, we're good. Oh, we know that's So no points for anyone on toss-up 18, and we'll move on to toss-up 19. Responde aut Anglicae aut Latine. Quod capita cerbero sunt?
C1.
3.
3 is correct.
Oh my god, I was like, the second you started talking about
On in
it.
English.
Yeah, aut Anglicae aut Latine. Here's your first bonus. Florida. You could also have trio. Responde aut Anglicae aut Latine. Quod oculos cuclops habet?
Yeah,
Can you repeat?
Responde aut Anglicae aut Latine. Quod oculos cuclops habet?
I've heard it there.
1.
1's correct. Your second bonus. Responde aut Anglicae aut Latine. Quod malus briareo sunt? 100 is correct.
Yeah.
That's the full 20 points for Florida on toss-up 19. Our score with 1 to go, please.
Third score, 1 to go, Alpha 10, Illinois 55, Florida 205.
And I'm going to inform you all that for today's round, we're adjudicating immediately after as much as possible. So if you have outstanding protests or questions, please file them within 15 minutes of the conclusion of this round, ideally, or 15 minutes to the conclusion of the last round, if necessary. Okay, here is toss-up 20. What tribune had originally proposed citizenship for a town?
C3,
That's not correct.
A1,
Gaius, Gracchus.
Gaius Gracchus is correct. For Italian tribes in 122 BC, building on land reform plans introduced by his older brother, Tiberius. Here's your first bonus, Alpha. Just a year into the Social War, what law granted Roman citizenship to all Italians who had not raised arms against Rome?
So people didn't fight like, so like, I defer to A1.
Answer, please.
Lex Porticalis.
No, so we're looking for the Lex Julia and your second bonus. What law, just a year later, extended citizenship to all Italian communities, even if they had rebelled?
Can you repeat the previous answer?
Lex Julia. I can repeat the previous answer. Answer, please.
Lex Julianus.
No, so we're looking for the Lex Plautius Imperia. So that's 10 points for Alpha on a toss of 20. I appreciate that you got the first and the last toss of the round. And we'll get our final scores.
So final score barring any successful protests, Alpha 20, Illinois 55, Florida 205.